Hi and welcome to Orbit. These are the OnePlus Buds Pro 2 and they impressed me way more than I expected. Here is why. The OnePlus Buds Pro 2 look like their predecessors and they always have looked a little bit like the AirPods Pro. The wearing comfort is accordingly comfortable and not super deep in the ear. Personally, I find this half matte, half glossy finish quite fancy, and I find that the color matches my jacket perfectly. But there's also a black model. Both the case and the headphones themselves are splash proof, and the case not only feels very classy, it's also one of the better ones out there in terms of putting in and putting out the headphones. They are controlled by pressing the stick. I like that the best because it also works with gloves, but it is unfortunate that you cannot control the volume on them. In fact, that is my biggest criticism. OnePlus says the active noise cancelling is able to suppress 48 decibels of sound. That sounds like quite a lot, but how do they compare to the competition? They are quite solid, nothing to complain, but behind the Sony LinkBuds S and the Apple AirPods Pro 2. The same is true for the transparency mode. It's usable, but could be a bit louder. Normally, there's only one driver in an in-ear headphone. OnePlus, however, somehow managed to get in two really big ones, a 6mm tweeter and an 11mm woofer. And more is not automatically better, but there's definitely the advantage that the bass can be stronger without the rest suffering. And I can confirm that. The sound of the Buds Pro 2 is very full, very warm, and still has clear treble. Especially songs with a lot of bass are really fun here. They feel so big, much better than the predecessor, which was way too bass heavy. OnePlus cooperated with Dyn Audio, which is a high-priced audio company from Denmark that most people, including me, have probably never heard of. However, you probably have heard of Hans Zimmer, and OnePlus has also worked with him. There is a sound profile engineered by Hans Zimmer. It has less bass and a brighter sound field compared to the standard equalizer. Therefore, the profile seems more accurate to me and has become my preferred choice. It also feels kind of right to listen to Hans Zimmer while using a Hans Zimmer sound profile. And he created so many awesome songs, from Interstellar to The Dark Knight, The Lion King or Pirates of the Caribbean. OnePlus says in the futures they plan to work with more famous compositors, so maybe there will be one with Philip Glass or John Williams. Let's hope for the best. I also found the golden sound profile exciting. It's a fancy name for a listening test that creates an individual sound profile based on some weaknesses in your own hearing. But Hans Zimmer also did one more thing for OnePlus. His song Last But Not One from the movie Rush was mixed especially for the OnePlus Buds Pro 2 in Google Spatial Audio. That's the new standard for Android, the counterpart to 3D audio at Apple. In a way, spatial audio is the next evolution after stereo. Hans Zimmer also feels that way, because since he was sent the AirPods Max before release by Johnny Ive himself, he believes that spatial audio is the future, and so it's not just marketing that he worked with OnePlus on these buds. Dolby Atmos is of course supported. I found spatial audio to be super wide and three-dimensional, especially because the soundstage in these headphones is actually quite big. Maybe the dual drivers help there. In some scenes you could really feel where the sound is coming from. There's also a mode with head tracking, so the sound moves accordingly to your head movements. Because these are the first headphones to support Google Spatial Audio, the music selection on Spotify is still limited, but Apple Music, YouTube and Disney Plus have plenty of choice. The technology is future-proof with Bluetooth 5.3 and ultra-low 54 milliseconds latency. And soon there will be LHDC 5.0 for the best possible transition quality. Unfortunately, the latter is OnePlus and the head tracking even OnePlus 11 exclusive, so I really hope that there will be an update for other smartphones as well. It is nice that multi-point audio is supported, which means that up to 2 devices can be connected at the same time. Thanks to Google Find My, you can see the latest safe position of the headphones. Unfortunately, the case does not ring audible like the AirPods Pro 2. What you hear right now is the microphone of the Buds Pro 2. That's how they sound like when you have a phone call. I think they are fine, but nothing spectacular. And they are quite good with wind noise, but not perfect. The Buds have two more curious features. With the sensors that can track your head movement, they can also detect your posture and they will warn you if you have bad posture. I could not test that myself because it will be available through a future software update. And there is a Zen mode which has some meditation type music in it, When you hold the button for 3 seconds, it starts, and I think it's kinda neat. The battery life is about 6 hours in ear and 25 hours in the case, so these are slightly above average. Charging is done via USB-C. Just 10 minutes is enough for 10 hours of music playback. Wireless charging is also supported. Conclusion: the OnePlus Buds Pro 2 cost $180 and euros, and it seems super fair, especially when you think that Hans Zimmer also needs his paycheck. I think that the Sony Link Buds S are still a little bit cheaper and a little bit better when it comes to active noise cancelling, but the features in these guys are just so plenty and so fun that I really enjoyed using them. If you want to experience spatial audio, these are probably your best option. That's it from this video. I hope you liked it. See you on the next one. Bye.